Drake just made headlines again, this time by filing a defamation lawsuit, but not against Kendrick Lamar. This one's aimed at his own label, UMG.
That UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal.
Drake claims they promoted Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us, knowing the allegations in it weren't true. And here's the kicker. Drake says Kendrick's shots were rooted in anti-Semitism, targeting his Jewish heritage. Meanwhile, Drake is lobbying the NFL to block Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl halftime show. But a lot of people are saying this lawsuit might just blow up in Drake's face. If it reaches the discovery phase, his personal life could come under serious scrutiny, especially his long history of controversial behavior with very young women. And speaking of Kendrick, the rapper isn't slowing down. Rumors are swirling that he's teaming up with Pusha T for a new project, and Pharrell is reportedly involved. Sources say they're doubling down on those PDF file allegations and could go even deeper than Kendrick did in Not Like Us. It seems like every move Drake's made since this feud reignited has backfired spectacularly. From his public image to his legal strategies, nothing is going according to plan.
So the Drake lawsuit filing happened in New York. Drake filed a lawsuit for defamation against Universal Music Group, is listing out every single harmful thing that has happened to him since Not Like Us has dropped.
Harmful.
How he names
Oh
it.
my God.
So here's the big question. Why isn't Drake suing Kendrick directly? What does he hope to accomplish with this lawsuit against UMG? And if Kendrick and Pusha T drop this rumored project, could it spell the end of Drake's career as we know it? In case you missed it, Drake recently filed a federal defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group, claiming they artificially boosted Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, on platforms like Spotify. According to Drake, the label used tactics like pay-to-play schemes, fake accounts, and other methods to increase the song's visibility. But here's where it gets more complicated. Drake's lawsuit also alleges that Not Like Us includes anti-Semitic undertones. He claims the refrain, Drake is not like us, references his Jewish heritage, and even labels him an effing colonizer. Many are calling Drake's claims an attempt to shift the narrative, pointing out that the word colonizer doesn't necessarily tie to his Jewish identity. Some have even suggested that Drake's connection of the term to his heritage could be seen as more problematic than Kendrick's diss. At this point, it feels like Drake is struggling to navigate the fallout. After Kendrick called him out in their feud, Drake had the chance to take a step back, regroup, and maybe drop an incredible album, something in the vein of Take Care. Instead, he kept the feud going, and now even some of his fans are saying it's not a good look. And with Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime performance just around the corner, this lawsuit seems like a way for Drake to regain control of the conversation, but so far, every step he's taken has seemed to backfire. One user on X wrote, Drake weaponizing his Jewish heritage against Kendrick while citing deranged FBA accounts as proof that Kendrick hates Jewish people is some nasty work. F that man forever. Another person wrote, Drake is the only one who connected colonialism to Judaism by describing the line, you're a colonizer, which was in reference to how he treats Black culture, not Jewish culture, as alluding to his Jewish heritage. Drake alone made that connection. But that's not the only eyebrow-raising claim Drake included in this lawsuit. He went as far as comparing the shooting incident outside his Toronto mansion in May 2024 to the infamous Pizzagate conspiracy. Yes, you heard that right. Drake alleges that the media frenzy surrounding the shooting, coupled with the claims made in Kendrick's diss track, created a similar kind of hysteria to what we saw with Pizzagate. For those who might not recall, Pizzagate was a baseless conspiracy theory that spiraled out of control online, ultimately leading to a very real and dangerous incident. The lawsuit states, it was just 3 days after UMG originally published the recording that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house by armed intruders in what can only be described as the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate. Adding to the drama, Drake's lawsuit also dives into how he's been mocked online. One example included in the filing is a flyer that was reportedly put up around Toronto featuring Drake's image alongside a Canadian YouTuber recently sentenced to prison for sexual assault. The lawsuit states, an avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as an ex-offender and a PDF file, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a predator on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein. In direct response to UMG's publications, social media users have called for the FBI to intervene, and for Drake to be locked up and put behind bars. But here's where things get strange. The lawsuit doesn't actually accuse Kendrick of anything. Instead, Drake places the blame solely on Universal Music Group, alleging they profited from promoting what he calls false and dangerous allegations. In fact, Drake makes it clear in his filing, this lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous. The lawsuit goes even further, claiming UMG knows for a fact that Drake is not a PDF file and has never engaged in any acts that would require him to be placed on neighborhood watch. Drake has never engaged in relations with a minor. It also emphasizes Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group is starting to look more confusing the closer you examine it. If he's accusing UMG of defamation for promoting Not Like Us, claiming it contains false allegations, then doesn't that logic also apply to his own diss track, Family Matters? On that track, Drake accuses Kendrick of putting his hands on his wife, lyrics that UMG also published and promoted. And here's where it gets messy. Drake has to prove UMG acted maliciously, but how does he justify calling Kendrick's lyrics defamatory while ignoring his own? Plus, the lyrics on Family Matters raise even more questions. On the same song, Drake gives a shout-out to Chris Brown, a known and convicted abuser. The line, "You know who even bang a set out there is CB," references Chris Brown's alleged gang ties. Why would Drake praise Chris Brown while supposedly calling out Kendrick for domestic violence? And let's not forget, Drake had a public relationship with Rihanna after the Chris Brown incident, even professing his love for her, only to later praise the man who harmed her. It doesn't stop there. Remember when Drake accused Kendrick of hypocrisy on The Heart Part 8 for allegedly defending R. Kelly's music on streaming platforms? Drake said, "Still bumping R. Kelly? You can thank the savior." Said if they delete his music, then your music is going too. But here's the kicker. Drake got it wrong. It wasn't Kendrick who defended R. Kelly's music. It was Anthony Tiffith, the CEO of Top Dog Entertainment. And Drake conveniently forgot to mention that he himself pays R. Kelly royalties after sampling him on TSU from Certified Lover Boy. At this point, it feels like Drake's moves are working against him. Instead of clearing his name, this lawsuit has only encouraged people to dig deeper into his past. For instance, Drake claims Not Like Us damaged his reputation, yet in the same breath, he accuses UMG of using bots to inflate the song's popularity. So which is it? Was the song insignificant, or was it damaging enough to sue over? And then there's the issue of Drake's history with young women, which this lawsuit has unintentionally brought back into the spotlight. These aren't just rumors, there's documented evidence. From his text exchanges with Millie Bobby Brown to footage of him kissing a 17-year-old on stage and commenting on her body after learning her age, these incidents are resurfacing at the worst possible time for Drake. Let's talk about the receipts the internet has dug up thanks to Drake's defamation lawsuit. Back in July 2018, Millie Bobby Brown revealed to W Magazine that Drake started texting her after they met in Australia in November 2017, when she was just 13 years old. Fast forward a few months, and Millie told Access Hollywood that she and Drake still talk all the time and that he often texts her saying he misses her. Naturally, this friendship raised a lot of eyebrows. But that's not all. Around the same time Drake was texting Millie, he was reportedly hooking up with model Bella Harris, who was 18 years old at the time. Now, while Bella was technically of legal age, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Drake first met Bella in 2016 during his Summer 16 tour, when Bella was just 16 years old and Drake was 29. By filing this lawsuit, Drake has essentially opened the door for all these old stories to resurface. Instead of shutting down the conversation, it's given the internet a chance to compile and piece together everything, raising even more questions about his behavior. And it doesn't end there. This lawsuit, intended to clear Drake's name, has only amplified the scrutiny around him. With these receipts stacking up, the narrative seems to be spinning further out of his control. And just when you thought things were settling down, Kendrick and Pusha T might be adding even more fuel to the fire. The duo is reportedly collaborating on a track for the upcoming Clips album. Hip Hop DX reports that Kendrick is featured on a song called Chains and Whips. While there's no confirmation about the song's focus, fans are already speculating that it could take aim at Drake and escalate the drama even further. But what do you think? Did Drake make a massive mistake by filing this lawsuit? Or could he actually have a point? And do you believe Kendrick and Pusha are about to go all out and pile on even more pressure with this new track? And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest celeb drama. Thanks for tapping in now.